Today I'll be showing you how to make custom mobs in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Let's get into the video. Alright, so we are going to start off with a structure block. So we're going to do /give@s structure block to get the structure block. And now that we have that, all we have to do is put it in the ground and it's going to show this little box thing. So what we're going to do is to get the box in the right spot, we're going to change the size to 1 on the X, 2 on the Y, and 1 on the Z, and then we can change the offset to 1. We're going to make sure include entities is on, remove blocks is on, show bounding box has to be on, so then that way we can make sure it's in the right spot. This doesn't matter. And then up here we're going to put whatever we want to name our structure. So I'm going to call mine custom underscore mob. And now we're gonna see this. So basically what this will do is if any entity is in this 2 block area besides players, it's going to save it when we click the save button on this structure block. Also, as a side note, if you want to put like a wither skeleton that's higher than 2 blocks tall, you're gonna have to change this to 3. So now all we're gonna have to do is we have to surround this thing. So I'm gonna just put glass blocks. Basically all we're doing here is we're just stopping the mob from escaping. And you may be wondering, what is the structure block actually for? So what we're gonna do is we are going to create a custom mob, put it in this structure block area, save the structure, and then we can spawn that mob with /structure load whenever we want. So I am going to do a husk because it's like a zombie but it doesn't burn in sun. Now what we're going to do is we are going to actually start changing the mob. So what we can do with the mob is we can give it a custom name, custom armor, weapons, offhand item, and we can pretty much do anything with this mob. We can even give it effects. So I'm gonna show off all of these, but I'm gonna start off with the easiest one, which is just armor or weapons. So let's place the dispenser facing towards the mob, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ourselves whatever items that we want to put on the mob. So I'm gonna get a golden helmet and a golden sword. Let's enchant the golden helmet with let's just say protection 4, and let's enchant the golden sword with let's do fire aspect 1 so we can tell it's enchanted. Now we're gonna go into our dispenser, place the items in this dispenser, get ourselves something to activate it. So lever's easiest here because it doesn't have a cooldown time, so all we do is we put the lever and then we flick it a couple times and we can check inside the dispenser, make sure there's nothing left, and now you can see our mob has the helmet and the sword, which is pretty cool. So next up we've got the offhand items. So unfortunately you can't just use a dispenser to do that, so we're gonna have to use a command called /replace item. So what we're going to do is we're going to do /replace item entity, and we are going to create a custom selector that will only work for this zombie or this husk, which is a couple blocks away from us. So we're going to do /replace item entity @e, type equals husk, radius or r, you just write r for that, radius equals, and let's say 4. That should be around that area, and we can tell if it works because we'll see the item go in its offhand. So we're going to do slot.weapon.offhand 0 totem of undying. There we go. Now as you can see, he has his totem, and it's actually, I didn't know it did that, but I guess now it doesn't hold its arms out because it has an item in its offhand. It looks almost like a normal player. That's actually really interesting. Alright, now that we've got an item in its offhand as well, let's get ourselves a name tag and an anvil. So basically we're going to be naming the mob. For those of you who don't know how to name items, if you throw a name, or how to use a name tag, if you throw a name tag in the anvil, rename it to anything. I'm just going to call it subscribe because you should subscribe. And you take it out. Once you right click on your mob, it'll put the name of the mob right there. So now that we've done that, let's get on to the final thing, which is giving the mob an effect. So we're going to do a pretty obvious effect for this one. So we're just going to affect it with invisibility. We're going to do the same exact selector we did for replace item. So @e type equals husk, r equals 4, and let's say invisibility. This will be an infinite duration, amplifier 0, and we're going to hide the particles. And now our zombie is invisible. You can't even see its name anymore. And now all we have to do is just save this structure. So if we click save, it should say structure saved up there, which means we have officially saved it. And then if we go anywhere in the world and we do /structure load custom underscore mob, or whatever you named your structure, you just put that there, and then you put 3 tildes, and then if you press enter, your mob will be summoned right here like this, and it'll have all the exact same stuff that it had before. That's all that we've got for this video. If you enjoyed, you may also like this video that we're putting in the top right hand corner of the screen. And with that, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.